What's more valuable, $500,000 in cash or a meal seasoned with the wisdom of a luminary? This is the tantalizing question that sparked the birth of a groundbreaking show, Lunch with the Luminary.
Welcome to this on-location episode of Lunch with the Luminary, Brown Box Edition. And my next guest, I will forgive for being from the wrong B in New York City, from the Bronx instead of Brooklyn. But join me in welcoming the extraordinary Corey Jacobs.
Yes, let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
So we got a light lunch today that we're going to do. But first, I want to talk to you about your amazing background and all the great things that you've done. The founder of the Buried Alive project.
Yeah, co-founder for sure.
Talk about what the impetus was for founding Buried Alive.
Well, the impetus for founding Buried Alive is that I had 16, let's just get to it. I had 16 life sentences that I caught while I was going to college, right?
Wasn't it your first offense?
My first offense. 16 life, no violence, my first offense, and I got out of the game. And it just basically started for me just going to college, going to college in New York. I wanted to have fun with my friends that all went to HBCUs. So I transferred to Norfolk State, and that's when everything went left, right? Wow. I was away from home. I had to supplement my income because things was just more expensive. I didn't get the grants that I was supposed to get. And I tried to, jump the process.
Right.
I tried to jump the process.
Shortcut.
I took a shortcut, and it landed me 16 life sentences, and I did 17 years in prison.
So you were, 19 years old?
I was 20.
20 years old?
Yeah.
Yeah, that had to be really scary at 20 years old getting...
That's a whole nother part of the story. I went on the run for 7 before they got me, so you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that even shows you were afraid, right?
No, 100%. I was 100% that I would get, I heard that you could get life, and I'm like, get life for what? Right. It was like, you don't even have to get caught with nothing. It doesn't have to be violence in your case, and you can still get a virtual death sentence. So basically, that's really what it boiled down to.
Right.
So I went to prison. I ended up I created programs in the prison system. I had the college background. I understood the entrepreneurship.
Yeah, but you can't jump past that because we got a lot of youth listening to this. I'm raising teenagers.
Yes.
Here you are in a scary situation. You're incarcerated, 16 life sentences, and then you said, and then I did these great things in prison. But how did you get to the point of not just giving up, but actually putting yourself in the mindset to say, while I'm here, I'm going to do some great things?
Yeah, because I felt like, that wasn't my destiny, as I started to study and I sat down for a minute and slowed down my mind and really kind of assessed what my strengths were. My strengths was definitely, I always loved to pour into people. I had a lot of knowledge and wisdom. And so at the end of the day, I said, what can I do now while I'm in here to still add value to other people? You know what I'm saying? So I started teaching into people on the weekend, and it started with chess, the game of chess. So I started playing chess and teaching individuals chess, and that led to me to creating this program called Square Up, where I created 25 classes around self-development. And really how that happened was that a lot of inmates was complaining that there wasn't, the teachers didn't know what they was talking about. They didn't have relevant material. And hadn't been in engineering school, right? I'm a solution-based person. So I don't like to whine and complain. All right, if there's a problem, how do we fix it?
So right? You basically made an internship out of prison.
No, 100%.
Wow.
And I went, not only that, instead of the teachers, I went and I called them peer facilitators, and I had the inmates teaching all of the classes because obviously everybody had a skill. They just used their skill for the wrong purpose.
So for Train the Trainer, you created a Train the Trainer program
right.
At 20 years old.
Yeah.
So this was recognized, right?
Yeah, it was recognized. Basically, just the work that I was doing, I always stayed growing, I stayed positive, and then ultimately, I had an attorney, that ended up taking my case who was 32 years old. I seen a news article of her in the Washington Post, and a young gentleman gave it to me. He said, hey, Corey, there's a lawyer who's fighting for this girl named Sharonda Jones, and she has life. And I had my headphones on, I was reading a book, and he was like, do you want it? Right. And I was like, yeah, give it to me. It could be a blessing in there for me.
Right.
I hadn't given up hope. And this was after 15 years of being in. I read it, I reached out to her through the newspaper, and ultimately, about a year and a half later, she took my case. And then 10 months after that, I was free. right? So bottom line is she took my case. She went to SMU. She was a corporate attorney getting hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, right? And she came to see me and she said, Corey, we're not, we won't be able to get you out before Obama leaves office if I have a job. It took me 7 years to get Sharonda out. And I was like really dejected. She's like, I would have to not have a job. I said, well, this lady's not gonna quit her job.
Right.
And she was like, and I'm seriously considering it. So after that, she said, I'm gonna go talk to my father. I'm gonna talk to my mother who was incarcerated. So she understood
so she had a
growing up.
direct connection.
Connection, right? And then I'm gonna talk to my pastor, and then I'm gonna talk to God.
That's right.
Right? And then I'll let you know. A week later, she came to visit me. She sat right there across from me in the visiting room, and she said, Corey, I just want to let you know I made my decision, and I just want to let you know that I resigned from my job, and I'm gonna get you out. It's the last thing I do.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
How did you cover that?
Huh?
How did you even how did she do that?
She believes. She said, Corey, you're gonna contribute to changing the world, and you're not gonna die in prison.
Wow. So you had the hope in yourself to even continue to do the things that you were doing, to
Yeah.
even to extend the effort to say, I'm going to make this effort to try to find somebody on the outside, and then God bless you with somebody who
Yeah, it blessed me by the guy even showing me a newspaper that he felt like could maybe contribute to something, right? And when I looked at the newspaper, I seen her client. She was also got locked up in August of the same year I got locked up.
Wow.
She had a 6-day trial. She had 46 custody points, and she had been in the same amount of years. And I was like, oh, what's the chances of that?
Yeah.
So when she took so then she went all over the United States with hashtag Free Corey Jacobs shirts. I got the congressman in Virginia to sign. I got my attorney assigned, my judge that gave me the sentence, he wrote a support letter. Eric Holder wrote an article in the New York Times about me, about the sentence being, he's the Attorney General of the United States. Right?
Yeah.
That was big.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was just blessed. I got out. So for me, it's bigger than, I prayed for a second chance and I got it. So it's only right, and it's a responsibility for me to show Brittany that her work wasn't in vain, right? That my prayers was answered, and that my grandmother, she passed away a couple of years before I got out, so I never got to see her.
Wow.
But the last time I spoke to her, she was like, Corey, no matter what you do, never give up. God always answers my prayers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then next thing you know, I get Brittany, and things is going, and now I'm home. We started the Buried Alive project,
Right.
and now we're at 60 lifers out of prison.
Wow.
Since I've been home.
So now, talk about the Buried Alive project.
Yeah.
What are you providing to?
Yeah, this is basically, I got the gift of freedom, right? I had life. So I always remember, man, I said, yo, when I get out, I'm not gonna forget. And so I always felt buried alive by the system. So, me and Brittany, we just basically came up and said, Buried Alive will be a fitting name, because we're gonna find out where all the bodies are buried all over the United States, where our people are, and we're gonna fight for the freedom. And she's an attorney. She never went back to work. She resigned.
Wow.
And took that on as a life mission, right? And to this day, we've gotten, like I said, dozens and dozens of people. She done went to SMU, got 40 law students to work on the program.
So
got
she's
other
taking
lawyers.
the seed that you planted and helped just in partnership.
Yeah, because while I was still in,
Right.
when she resigned, she took my case. But then she took a dozen more cases in the process, because now she doesn't have a job.
Well, she's got a business, not a
Yeah.
job.
Yeah. She had a business.
Wow.
Yep. So she was an angel that was just sent to me, right? And I love her so much, and I appreciate her. And she's sacrificed so much, for the cause. You know what I'm saying?
And for you, and so you're paying it forward by doing these amazing things for other people.
Yeah, and it's only right. She hits me all the time. She says, I'm so proud of you. You know what I'm saying?
Don't cry. Don't cry. You're gonna make me cry. Don't do it.
Because I'll still probably be in there.
How long did it take? I know it took 7 years for her prior case, but how long from start to finish for yours?
10 months.
Are you serious?
She took my case in 2000. And she took my case in January. I started reaching out to her in 2015, but she was like, Corey, I got to get Sharonda out. You know, she had took 2 cases in between then,
Right.
and got them out, and Sharonda was still in. She said, I got to put it on. And then Sharonda got clemency around Christmas in 2015, and I reached back out. I said, hey, it's me, it's Corey.
Right.
You know? And yeah, I get emotional, and it's not even that often, but when I think about that moment, you know, that changed my life at that moment, it didn't have to happen. And when I think about how blessed I was, it just makes me be like, I can't help myself.
You gotta see it.
It's like it's something that, you know, that comes up. And so I just feel grateful, you know, that I'm able to just be out here, to be talking to you, to, you know, to be able to like fulfill my dreams and my potential, to empower other people, to, you know, to show them like, yo, what can happen.
Right.
And also the kind of mindset that you need to persevere for one through 16 life sentences, right? And 17 years, right?
Right.
Every single day having to get up. How do you actually process that? And how do you fight through that? You
Right.
know, what type of stuff are you doing every day? How are you thinking? And it's a certain mindset that you need to, even when you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, you still can have hope.
And that is, I hate to make the parallel because it's not a parallel. 17 years behind bars is very difficult. But the mindset concept with a life sentence. So there's no, like you said, talk about no light at the end of the tunnel.
federal system.
That's why I keep asking you, how did you get that spark inside? Your grandmother.
Energy. No, my grandmother, yes, my grandmother, right? And I kind of talk about it in the principal book. I never really like told a lot of people, but my grandmother raised me. My father's from Africa. He immigrated from Sierra Leone when he was 12. You know, I ended up getting left with my grandmother, you know, because my father got incarcerated, so that's the cycle, right? And then my mother, she done lost her way because then he went to prison, and, you know, and so as grandmothers always do, they take on these kids, you know. And she gave me a great life. I went to an all-boys Catholic school, but it was just still stuff, right, that wasn't developed. Not having your father there.
Right, because you did go to college.
Yeah, I went to college. I was so close.
You were in the right direction, yeah.
It was just like those things, various insecurities, it's stuff there's healing that still needs to be done.
Right.
And there's decisions that you make for the wrong reason. I was the only child, so I always was like wanting to have brothers, you know, and sometimes you can just be influential. I was definitely a leader once I came into my own.
Right.
But before
that happened in jail, not in prison.
Yeah, I appeared to be, I would say, a leader in the world.
Right.
I was that, you know, I did have those
characteristics,
attributes, but I didn't fully come into it until I had self-awareness of what myself. If I didn't see myself clear, it was the reason I went to prison, because I couldn't see. I didn't see the world clear. So going into prison where you take off the rollie, you take off the clothes, the jewels, the women aren't there, and you're wearing the same clothes every day, and now you get a chance to be like, whoa, I royally, the friends that I thought was friends, why they're friends, the people I put that I was loyal to, I felt like that was brothers. No, it wasn't your brothers. We just went and hung out together. I put too much on it because of certain things I haven't matured at.
But you were so looking for that connection, that brotherhood, that family. You were seeking it out, whatever.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna probably cut this part out, but I just have to.
Yeah.
So my son is adopted, and he's my youngest son.
Yes.
And, you know, struggling with why me, you know, dysfunction, all this stuff. But for some reason, despite how I've raised him and what I've exposed him to, he has this infatuation with, you know, hip hop and fashion. He wants to, you know, you don't want to quell anybody's excitement with fashion and hip hop and the fast lane. So he wants to be a producer, he wants to rap, he's like completely screwed up in school, failed out of school. And he got into a fight at the end of the year because he's got these guys that he met that were his friends. He met them 20 minutes. And I call it 20 minutes. And he got into a battery charge. And so they gave him a trial release. If he goes 120 days without an issue, that they'll expunge it. But I'm saying this because, you know, when we went to therapy, he wanted so bad to have like they would die for me. And in the games, they say this because of what he sees that he doesn't understand. He's never been to like juvie or like whatever, what's on the other side. So what you're saying is resonating. And that's why I keep asking, what was it in you or what external, like what was it? He's like, this guy told me he knows little this and little that, and this hip hop person. And I'm just like,
so influenceable, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So what was it that sparked? What was it that sparked that in you? Because he's not even up against like the wall of life. Like there's no option. Like he still has options. What was it that got that motivation in you?
It was sometimes you know what happens. You have to run into a brick wall. What got the motivation in me was that I felt like I knew I knew I was here for a reason, right? I was like, and I knew that I didn't do anything to die in prison. So it took me some time, because I'd never been in prison, to understand.
And you were worth it.
Yeah, right. And so as I see my value in that environment, that I had something to offer, that my life wasn't over, that I can start now. It's not over. You know what I'm saying? And so once I realized that, what do I possess? What's my talent? How can I offer that talent in here? You know what I'm saying? And then once I found like what it was, then I was able to like lean into it, and then it got bigger, right? I didn't, feel sorry for myself. You know what I mean?
Or give up. You did not give up.
Because I knew if I did, I definitely won't get out, right? So I said, I just felt like if I have a story, it's a story, but it's like, I call it always go out swinging. And it was my grandfather. I struck out. We was in Little League. Mm-hmm. I took the pitch. I tried to walk, and we went home. He killed me. He was like, "Why didn't you swing?" Because I was scared to hit it. I was scared to win. Right. He was like, "Yo, you would have felt better if you just tried. You struck out without trying. Don't never do that again. If you would have struck out, I would have been mad at you. The game was on the line, 3-2, bases loaded. It's in your hands." And so I said, I always remember that. And I said, yo, listen, always go out swinging. If I'm going to die in prison, it's not going to be because that I didn't try.
No, that's
you know.
So now we figured out how to take yourself through significant adversity, like a no-win situation, what appeared to be a no-win situation, and motivate yourself. And then you got through it by the grace of God. And now, through the Buried Alive program, you helped other people. But now, you said, I figured out the secret sauce.
Yeah, the code crack.
I know how to crack the code and basically you had winning energy.
Yes.
That you supported this vulnerable population, but now you have a broader vision with Winergy, with others. Tell us a little bit about Winergy.
Yeah, because my thought was this. It was like, I'm always a brand guy though. So I'm known for like...
I noticed that even when you were in there, you created a program and you named it.
Square Up.
Square Up,
I was having flyers because I knew the Square Up program was kind of like, how can I come up with something that disrupts their thinking? Square up. Button your shirt to the tip, to the top.
Right.
Get yourself together. Get squared away, right? And there's steps to squaring up. So I had to create a curriculum. You know what I'm saying? Just so happens I understood prerequisites. I went to college. That's why everything happens for a reason. If I never went to college, I wouldn't have known how to structure it. Right? And then I said, they need to learn the stuff that they need to survive. That when you get out, you can actually, you can talk to somebody, you can communicate, you can have etiquette, you know what I'm saying? Because money will never find you, you know what I'm saying? They want to get to the money. Let's get to the money. No, money class don't come for 2 semesters. We don't even talk about money. You know what I'm saying? Right? We don't talk about no money talk. Damn, So then, I'm just letting you know what led me to Winergy. So, like, understanding that there's a process to cracking, to getting into their brain. So if you're talking to these young people and you're on 105.9 and they're on 97.5, you're not reaching them.
That's right, you're on the wrong frequency.
You're on the wrong frequency, right?
So now
I get to, so I'm just saying,
love it.
So I come home, so I'm saying, off of that concept. Now, how do I reach people, right, in a times when it just feels so like low vibrational, right? It's the low vibration is the play. What role do I want to play?
Right.
What kind of brand can I create that can move the needle? That a person can say, I can choose Winergy over Losergy. You know what I'm saying? So I said winning energy. Winning and energy together is Winergy.
Right.
That can rival Nike, Gatorade.
That's
Who
right.
has it?
That's right.
You got supreme collaborability, like as far as, Supreme can go on a Louis bag, a Honda bike. You can take Winergy and Winergy Boost.
And all the different
verticals it can go to, right?
Absolutely.
Because it gotta be able to make money for us to help people. I don't like begging. So I started Winergy, right? Which is a mindset, which is the energy and mindset to win in any circumstance, right? And it covers everybody. But you can ask me, I don't want to
No, let's hear it.
Right? All right. It's the energy and mindset to win in any circumstance. So I'm saying to myself, what's authentic to me, right? Everybody say, Corey, you got great energy. It's because I'm grateful, because I'm happy for a second chance. I'm always happy. It take a lot to get me off my square because I know where I was just at.
Right.
So I said, if I come with a brand, it got to be something. If I got Winergy, I don't want to have to sell it. I want to be able to come in here like we did last year and run through the whole event with the Winergy without even, you know what I'm saying?
Right. The Winergy will start to have ripple effects in other people. So now this is applicable to corporations, employees, youth, adults. It's across the market.
If you're in a sale right now and you think you have no way out and you read this 16 principle book, which I just finished, Winergy, the 16 principles on dealing with your mindset, unlocking your mind and basically getting to your transforming your life. Right? I go through every step. The goal of Winergy is fulfillment, and I go all the way down to the end.
So how does somebody get equipped or knowledgeable of Winergy? Where do you want to direct our audience?
Well, they can come to, and they can tap in with me at Corey S. Jacobs, right, on Instagram. I also have LinkedIn, right? They can go to Winergy as well and tap in with me. And I'm here to partner. I'm here to win. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to help bring people together with a brand that is authentic. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm the proof of concept.
And impactful. We're going to continue, after we eat, we're going to continue the conversation because we're going to try to boost Winergy or Winergy boost. We'll figure something else because I think what you're doing is amazing.
Yes.
You have a track record and we need to just get it out to more people.
Let's get together.
Let's make it happen.
I love the energy. I love the vibe. I love the setup. It's amazing. And thank you for having me.
Of course. Now let's eat.